Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I am Alicia from Primarily Optimistic. I teach third grade, and I'm currently departmentalized, so I only teach third grade reading. It's been quite some time since I've made a video, so I'm out of breath. My students are in specials. I was gonna do like this in the morning, but it just got way too crazy, way too hectic. So I have my water with me, and I thought that we could just chat. I'll update you on kind of like where I've been, my thoughts mentally and physically. It's just, this year has been really crazy, and I mean, just even finding the time to sit down and do these videos has been so hard. We wake up super early in the morning, we travel here, it's about a 40-minute drive, but with the kids going to daycare, they go to separate daycares, so it takes me about an hour after dropping them off, and by the time I get here, I'm about 20 minutes, and so it's not a whole lot of time to like sit down and chat with you about like what's going on. But I just needed time for me to mentally process everything. I was struggling hard, and I didn't want to watch teaching videos. I didn't even want to make my own teaching videos, and that made me super sad because like at the beginning of the school year, I was super excited to share with you about my journey, but I just couldn't. My last video was back in September, at the beginning of September, when I needed our first sub. I kind of showed you that process and how I was planning for just reading and what that looked like. And when I got back, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll kind of see that I've been a little bit absent there and just mentally needed a break. So when I got back from doing my subs, I felt like everything that I had worked so hard to do was like gone within the 2 days that I was gone. Like, my students were not being a leader, they were being a boss. They were hitting each other, name calling, anything and everything that probably could have happened. Even just following expectations I felt like it was deteriorating. Like, no one was doing anything that they were supposed to, and so I had to step back from that. I had 3 students that had severe behaviors that weren't even on a plan. They had been here in the school previously. Nothing had followed them, so we didn't have anything in place to help them be successful. And when I say like major behaviors, I mean mind-blowing for third grade. And the attitude that some of these kids have is mind-blowing. Like, I would never talk to a teacher the way that some of these students are trying to talk to me or the other teachers. And so that was really hard, processing all of that, figuring out how to get those students support, and then getting them the support that they needed. And then I don't know, I only teach 2 reading classes, so I just teach my half of the third grade, and there's another reading teacher that teaches the other half of third grade. And one class is super on top of it, and the next class is completely baffled, like not even on the same page. And I don't even know how to describe it. Like, there's things that I can do with one class that I can't do with the other. Not even close. And so I have to really accommodate and modify my lesson plans in order to fit them, because they're not even able to do it. And it's not ability, it's just expectations and behavior. They're not able to do it for behavior reasons. They're not able to do it for expectations. It's been really hard. And I told myself I wasn't gonna cry about it, but I needed that mental break, and I felt like I didn't have anyone I could turn to. You know, I'm in a new school, and so I don't have that teaching buddy, and you need that teaching buddy. And of course, like, all my other friends are supportive and stuff, but when they're not teaching, it's really hard to kind of fill them in on what's going on and for them to understand, you know, how I feel. And so I got through October, and beginning of November, I had to sit down with my with my principal and my instructional coach and tell them exactly how I feel. And I pretty much just sat and told them that I was struggling, like, mentally really bad. There was like multiple times where I was wishing I had COVID so that I wouldn't come in here to the classroom because I couldn't do it. I was having the Sunday scaries weren't even anything to compare to how I felt. I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to do the constant battle, the stress, the anxiety. It was causing a lot of emotional breakdowns, and I was crying every week. I didn't want to come to school the following Monday, ever. And so there came to a point where I was wishing I had COVID than being here. And so I told my administrator and my instructional coach about that I was struggling mentally. You know, I'm not struggling with curriculum because this is my first year in teaching 3rd grade. I'm not struggling that way. I'm struggling in other parts, and there's not support. I mean, there is support, but I have to reach out my hand and get the support that I need. And that took a lot for me too. It's okay. It's okay to ask for help. And I know that there are teachers who are here to help, but I really leaned on my 3rd grade team to help me get through it because I really thought that towards December I was going to quit. And I thought that, you know, they would have to find another teacher to finish teaching for me. Yeah, I couldn't do it mentally. And the more that I got through it, I just breathed each day and just try to do a lot of self-care. You know, I have 3 kids, an 8-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 9-year-old who's also in 3rd grade. But on top of that, emotionally and mentally thinking, we're constantly sick. Like, my whole family is sick all the time, and I feel like we can't catch a break. You know, Mason had strep, and then Maddox had the ear infections, and then, you know, just viral things going around. Then, like, I still sound sick. We were just sick 3 weeks ago. Then I had COVID. We were sick to the end of December. I had COVID beginning of January. Mia and the kids got COVID at the end of January into February. Like, I counted the days I've been here in school for February. I've only been here 7 days. 7 days out of this whole month. Today is February 28th. It's the last day of February, and today is my 7th day of being here. And part of that is because of being sick, but also because of snow days here in Missouri. They've been canceled. I thought someone was coming in. They've canceled school almost every single week, on top of, you know, our normal days that we're supposed to have off and our early outs. It's just been a very short month, very quick. And so part of that also is, I know the behaviors is it's not been consistent here. Because there's different subs in and out of the classroom because we're always sick, and it's been really hard to juggle, especially our, you know, 8-month-old who has been sick I feel like his entire time that he's been born. He was born in June, and then we spent 2 solid weeks in the NICU because he had RSV really bad and stopped breathing at home, and it's just been one thing after another on top of how I felt. So also at the beginning of December, we found out that I was pregnant. So I'm currently almost 18 weeks along, and that has just been another stress thing to get my mind around. Definitely unexpected, but we knew that we wanted a 4th baby. But sitting here talking about it, I thought I'd have a little bit more time to prepare because we wanted Maddox, our 8-month-old, to be at least 18 months old, and that's not gonna happen. And that's okay. But that's just kind of where I've been. Emotionally, I needed a break. I couldn't handle it. We've been sick constantly, now pregnant, have my water, everything is making me nauseous. I would love to sit down and chat with you over coffee, but that's not going down so well. Anyway, with this new pregnancy, we had kind of talked about like maybe wanting to stay home, you know, for next year. This is our last baby, and I'd really like to enjoy it and just have that family time, you know. it only lasts once and you'll never regret staying home. And with the drive, by the time I get home, I only have about 2 hours with all of my kids before we have to get ready for bed and stuff and then do it all over. So 2 hours out of the day is not very long. However, we've also currently we're buying a house, and so with buying a house, we decided that the best bet right now would be to continue for me to teach. So I will be teaching next year instead of staying home. I don't know what grade level I'll be in. When I did talk with my administrator, we kind of discussed about, maybe 3rd grade wasn't the grade for me. And after teaching this year, I don't know. It's so hard because so many different factors play into the grade that you're teaching. And so for me, currently, I feel like maybe 3rd grade isn't for me. But I also know that this is my first year here, and there's so many factors that play into teaching 3rd grade, not just the content, but the students' behavior and their motivation, their willingness to learn. And right now with this group, I don't feel like I have that. But next year is totally different, 3rd grade may be really it. I'm just struggling really hard with this group. And so it's hard to say whether I want to teach 3rd grade or not. I would like to try it again to see how it goes now that I've had my experience in 3rd grade, but I'd also like to be with younger students too. So my mind is everywhere and I can't make up my mind a lot of the times, but that's okay. The goal right now is to teach again for next year, and we'll see how it goes. Whether I teach 3rd grade or not, I still plan on being here at the school. I've already talked with my principal about getting a sub for the beginning of the school year. By the time the baby's born, my due date, we're going to be induced at the end of July, and so by the time school starts, the baby will only be 4 weeks. So I'm going to stay home for a little bit, but I'm not taking a huge maternity leave because the idea of a sub taking over my class for several months gives me a lot of anxiety, and especially teaching, starting that group, the new group, with a sub, there's going to be a lot of work to do. And so I just want to take a small amount of time with the baby, get recovered eventually. Hopefully that's the plan. That may not go as planned because clearly this whole year has not gone as well as I thought it would go. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a little update about where I've been, why I haven't posted, where I'm at mentally and physically. So yeah, thank you for staying here and listening to me rant. This is just a chat. If you have any tips for me to try, I would love to try them. But I'm willing to try anything to make it work. I can't believe the school year is already almost partially over. Tomorrow is March 1st, and that seems crazy. So crazy. But anyway, thank you so much for being here and chatting with me, catching up with me. I'd love to know how your school year is going. Hopefully much better than mine. But yeah, I will try to video a couple things in the classroom. It's just finding the time to do it. I don't have a whole lot of time on my hands, and so I will try to be better. Okay, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye.